Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy,
No name,
James
no
Bullock,
aliases.
once
I doubt
again
she even knows
with
who she's
another
working
video
for.
game first impressions.
Wait, here's something.
This time
A
around,
message from Robert
Hitman
Knox
2
of
for the
Kronstadt
PS4,
Industries. And
Xbox
by the sound
One,
of it,
and
he's a
PC.
Providence
Now
operative.
Hitman 2
A
comes
defector.
off the heels of the
Client won't like this
2016
one
release,
bit.
And you
simply
can't
known
wait
as
to tell
Hitman,
her.
which was something of a
They're back.
reboot of the franchise featuring a different style of gameplay while retaining the basis and core of the Hitman franchise. But the biggest difference between that Hitman release and every other release beforehand was the fact that Hitman 2016 was episodic in nature. Hitman 2 2018 is a full-blown release. All of the maps, all of the missions, all of the story is in this single release, just like it used to be. First of all, you have the campaign, where you have 7 different maps featuring a variety of targets that you can take down any way you see fit, or mostly any way you see fit, with some special moments in between, some special story moments that you can partake in. And one of the biggest differences between Hitman 2016 and Hitman 2 is the fact that this game shows you, after you complete a mission, some of the other story missions you could have done to accomplish your goal. There are little things here and there that really cause trial and error moments, and that's one of the key features of a Hitman game that makes it difficult. You have to learn not only what to do, how the map is laid out, but also the routes of enemies, and try to stay secretive as possible, even if you don't change the disguise. One of the best things about the Hitman franchise that continues on in Hitman 2 is thinking on your feet. For example, one of my goals for a particular mission was to dress up as this famous tattoo artist that was in town to actually tattoo one of my targets. And I wanted to poison his drink to put him in the bathroom so I could attack him there and steal his clothes. But the bartender saw me, so I had to switch it up. And I lured him outside and then choked him out and took his clothes. So there are always situations where your plan could go awry, but it's up to you to think on your feet and be able to switch things up at a moment's notice. Hitman 2, which plays off of Hitman 2016, features so many options to get the job done. But one thing that is very, very obvious: combat is not the way to go. Hitman 1 wasn't very good when it came to combat. It was more of a quick time event, and shooting just doesn't feel that natural. So it's always best to try to stay stealthy and do things as quietly as possible. From a narrative perspective, Hitman 2 does really nothing better than Hitman 1 did, which is not saying much. A majority of the story is told with these still animated cutscenes. If you are coming in with the hope that it reaches the heights of, say, Hitman 2 or Hitman Absolution or Hitman Blood Money, from a narrative perspective, you will definitely be disappointed. Another key feature when it comes to the offerings in Hitman 2 is the amount of modes. Beyond the fact that if you've played the Hitman 2016 version, you will be allowed to play it again on this. Not only do you have the maps from Hitman 1, Hitman 2, but there are also several new modes, including Sniper Assassination mode, which is just like it sounds, but a little bit more difficult than you would have expected, simply because certain situations, like the first one, is completely outdoors, and you have to think on your feet to try to figure out how you can snipe these people without alerting anyone so they'll run away and cause a mission failure. Sniper Assassination can also be completed in multiplayer, which I think is really cool. Speaking of multiplayer, the biggest multiplayer addition to the game is Ghost Mode. Now, Ghost Mode has 2 people competing against each other to kill up to 5 targets before the other does, which is very fun because of the hastiness of trying to outdo someone no matter where they are on the map. It just feels like it's still a little bare bones and kind of in that developmental period where they're still ironing out some of the ways of making it interesting going forward. Unlike the contracts, which are the fan-made assassination attempts that people can take part in, or most importantly, the Sean Bean elusive target, which is a timed event to try to take out this usually heavily defended target. Overall, Hitman 2 is pretty much Hitman 1, but so much better. If you enjoyed the 2016 version of Hitman, this game will give you everything you enjoyed about that one and more. If you didn't love it as much as, say, Blood Money or Absolution or the old school Hitman games, I don't think this is going to change your opinion that much, but I think it's a fantastic offering that any Hitman fan or any stealth fan or any strategic puzzle fan really, then you will hands down enjoy this one. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, with another video game first impressions. Hitman 2 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, if you don't mind, I have an appointment with a cartel member. Apparently, he needs to get a tattoo of his wife. Something bad may happen, and he'll just end up shouting, "Oh, Lordy!"